He went deep undercover, risking everything to dismantle a criminal empire, but then vanished in a fiery explosion, presumed dead. Months later, his heartbroken wife found him alive, except he didn't remember her, and someone else was calling him theirs. The Roman dusk bled into an inky black, shrouding the ancient, imposing castle that loomed against the skyline. Inside, amidst a dizzying gala of opulent deceit, Alex's chin moved with the predatory grace of a phantom. His eyes, sharp and calculating, missed nothing. The subtle shift in a guard stance, the glint of a hidden camera, the nervous twitch in a handler's smile. Tonight, Kian's empire of shadows would unravel. "Just don't let Sophia become a widow, all right, Alex?" Ethan Hayes' voice, laced with a familiar wry humor, crackled in Alex's earpiece. "She's been through enough with your dangerous hobbies." Alex allowed himself a fleeting, almost imperceptible smirk. "Focus, Ethan. Your job is to make Kian believe he holds all the cards. My job is to ensure he loses them." His target, Anya, a woman whose history with both Alex and Kian ran deeper than mere transactional ties. She moved through the crowd like a queen, a dangerous allure in her every gesture, a key piece in Kian's intricate, illicit puzzle. Alex observed the sophisticated network, the coded exchanges, the hidden passages, meticulously piecing together the final layers of Kian's grand deception. This was more than just smuggling, it was a global nexus of power and corruption. The prearranged transaction took place in a secluded vault, the air thick with the scent of old money and newer lies. Kian, a man whose smile never quite reached his cold eyes, laid his trap with theatrical precision. "A pleasure doing business, Mr. Chen. Pity it has to end so soon." Suddenly, the vault doors slammed shut. Ethan, moving to cover Alex, cried out as a bullet grazed his arm. Alarms blared, Kian's men swarmed from hidden compartments, their weapons raised. "Fire!" Kian roared, a chilling triumph in his voice. Alex, ever the strategist, anticipated the betrayal. He returned fire, a blur of calculated movements, shielding Ethan as they fought their way towards a secret exit, bullets ricocheting off the reinforced walls. Their escape boat waited, a single beacon of hope on the choppy waters of the Tiber. Just as they cleared the castle walls, Kian himself appeared on the parapet, a detonator in his hand. "A farewell gift, Chin." A deafening explosion ripped through the night. The boat, a fiery inferno, disintegrated on the river, sending debris and a monstrous plume of smoke skyward. On a surveillance feed miles away, Max Reynolds, Alex's loyal subordinate, watched in horror as the fiery wreckage consumed the water. His face, usually a mask of calm efficiency, crumpled in despair. Alex Chin, his CEO, his friend, was gone. The news reached Sophia Lin like a brutal blow, a void opening beneath her feet. Alex, presumed dead in a fiery explosion off the Roman coast. The words echoed, cold and final, but something deep within her rebelled. Her husband, the man who had woven himself into the very fabric of her soul, could not simply vanish. Grief threatened to consume her, yet a defiant, unshakable belief rooted itself firmly in her heart. He was alive. He had to be. Despite the warnings, the pitying glances, and the raw, unyielding pain, Sophia made her decision. Rome. She packed with a frantic precision, her hands trembling, but her resolve steely. Max Reynolds, pale and distraught, but ever loyal, met her at the airport. Ethan Hayes, still recovering from his wounds, but radiating a quiet determination, was already there, leveraging his network. They were her only allies in a world that saw Alex as a casualty, a ghost. Sophia threw herself into the search with a ferocity born of desperation. Days blurred into a relentless cycle of asking, showing Alex's photo to wary dockworkers, to bewildered shopkeepers, to indifferent tourists. Her petite frame, often lost in the bustling Roman crowds, seemed to carry an invisible shield of iron will. She scoured every pier, every trattoria along the waterfront, her eyes scanning, searching, praying for a flicker of recognition, a familiar silhouette. Each dead end was a fresh stab, yet she refused to falter, fueled by an internal fire that burned brighter than any despair. Then, on the fourth agonizing day, as the evening sun cast long shadows over the Tiber, her breath hitched. Anchored in the distance, a luxurious yacht, its polished decks gleaming. And on it, a man. Tall, broad-shouldered, with an undeniable air of command. Her heart hammered against her ribs, a wild bird fighting for freedom. It was him. Alex. Relief, so potent it nearly buckled her knees, warred instantly with a colder, sharper anguish. Standing beside him, a woman with striking blonde hair and an imperious posture, Princess Elena, her hand resting possessively on Alex's arm. And as Sophia's gaze locked with his, her world shattered. His eyes, once so full of a fierce, possessive love, were empty of recognition. He stared at her, a stranger. The princess's voice, smooth and confident, cut through Sophia's reeling mind. "Zero, my dear, who is this woman?" Sophia's world narrowed to Alex's unseeing eyes. Frantically, she pulled up photos, their wedding, their children's first steps. "Alex," her voice cracked, "it's me, Sophia. Our family. The egg pancakes, the movie bickering. Each memory a fragile thread." She reached out, but he subtly flinched, a stranger's instinctual recoil. Princess Elena watched with a cool, assessing gaze, a faint smirk playing on her lips. "Enough," Elena interjected, her tone cultured, yet dismissive. "Zero, this woman is distressed. She mistakes you." Her gaze turned predatory on Sophia. "You claim his past. I saved him. He is Zero to me, his life mine. But I am fair. Let him choose freely with whom he leaves this yacht. With me for safety and a new future, or with you into a past he cannot recall." The challenge hung in the air, a cruel, elegant blade. The journey back to Jeongcheon was a quiet kaleidoscope of relief and anticipation. Max, solemn but visibly lighter, drove, while Alex sat beside Sophia, his hand occasionally brushing hers, a tentative connection that promised more than his memory currently could. Their return home was met not with the jubilant fanfare Sophia might have once envisioned, but with the cautious embrace of a family that had endured a storm. Lin Yuking and Lin Yunyer, initially shy, peered around Sophia's legs, their small faces a mix of curiosity and apprehension. Alex knelt, his movement fluid, instinctive. There was no conscious recall, no remembered lullaby or shared joke, yet a profound sense of belonging radiated from him. Yunyer, emboldened, reached out a tiny hand and tangled his fingers in Alex's hair. A soft, almost imperceptible smile touched Alex's lips. Yuking, the older and more reserved, watched, then slowly, without a word, leaned into her father's side. It wasn't the reunion of memory, but of an unbreakable, fundamental bond, a primal recognition that superseded amnesia. For Sophia, watching her children gravitate so naturally to the man who was both a stranger and her husband, was a balm to her weary soul. Their familiar home, a sanctuary Sophia had fiercely protected, now felt alien to Alex, yet strangely comforting. Sophia moved through it like a ghost of memories, pointing out photos, Alex holding a newborn Yuking, their wedding day, a casual family picnic. Alex would gaze at them, his brow furrowed, a flicker of something almost painful in his eyes, a phantom echo of emotion. One morning, the scent of Sophia's homemade egg pancakes, a favorite he'd always devoured, filled the kitchen. He ate slowly, a strange wistfulness on his face. "It's familiar," he murmured, a hint of frustration in his tone, as if a word was perpetually on the tip of his tongue, just out of reach. Each fleeting sensation, each visual cue, was a cruel, tantalizing reminder of the man he once was, stirring a quiet ache beneath the surface of his amnesia. The world outside their domestic bubble slowly righted itself. Reports confirmed Kian's criminal enterprise had been dismantled, his network collapsing in the wake of Alex's initial infiltration and subsequent chaos. Justice, though dearly paid for, had been served. Simultaneously, a sealed envelope arrived for Ethan Hayes. Inside were the long-awaited DNA test results, confirming his biological relationship to Sophia. The news settled on him with a quiet weight, a new branch on his family tree, offering a poignant sense of closure to his mission and a new beginning for them all. The foundations were being rebuilt, brick by painful, hopeful brick.